I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Swiss Chalet's festive special is back. Canada's favorite rotisserie chicken, cranberry sauce, stuffing, Lindor chocolates, and a scratch and win card where everyone's a winner. It's a tradition truly worth sharing. The festive special, only at Swiss Chalet.
As those corners are now staggered. Megan Smith throwing third stones for Emma Artichuk, and this is her first.
This looks pretty nice. It should stay ahead of the tee line. Great shot.
Haley wasting no time. She wants to draw around that between the two blues. She can even show a piece if she gets back there. But Team Armstrong's got to hustle up and find draw weight, I think, in order to escape this end with minimal damage.
Yeah, if they can even, show just a piece and maybe even get a half shot out of the other team, then they can, like I said, start to build their way back to center. I mean, obviously, they're at a point where there's not going to be a blank.
There's a lot of ways to make a good shot here. I think you just have to be around a little piece and somewhere around shot stone. If they can tuck this, that's pretty good. Very nice shot by Grace Holyoke on her second.
Pretty nice, because you can't really get rid of that without a jam. So
that really changes the end around. But still a good opportunity for Emma Artichuk with that red stone behind the tee line and hammer.
Yeah, so she's closing the door, it looks like, on the other, and still on the other three blues, and right, still going for her deuce.
A little bounce gives an opportunity for Armstrong to put another one in there. I'm not sure if Haley's deciding whether to throw the freeze down there or perhaps make a little bit of a back line. Looks like kind of a freeze ice she's giving. I suppose a small fear might be that if she threw a little bit of weight at this and was wide, she could move that red stone a little bit, but I think that's pretty unlikely.
Well, they looked at it. It looked like they were considering a hit and roll over to the other side of the 4-foot. But then what you do is you leave that red one sitting at the back of the 4 for, for the other team to come around and sit in front of it, and they still have a chance for a deuce. So right now it's like, what's the best way to get a force?
Yeah, if Haley makes a good throw here, it could be the force could be on for sure. Now,
Sean Joyce with you here live. If we've got our audio figured out, apologies to those trying to watch the Rizzo Inglis games. We had some audio going across channels, but I think we've got it sorted now. So skip stones here in the first end of play. Joanne Rizzo sitting 2. Danielle Inglis looking to make a hit on shot stone at the back of the 8-foot. Rizzo does have last rock here in this opening end of play. She'll have a chance to score her 2. Inglis with the hit stays right there. So Joanne going to need to hit and stay to pick up her single point or her double, her deuce here in the first end of play. "24 teams began play earlier today. 4 pools of 6. This is the first draw for the teams in this particular draw, and this game coming out of pool D, I believe. Yes. Pool B and Pool D on the ice tonight. A and C were on earlier today, and I believe A and C are back on tonight at 9:45 Eastern Time. Joanne Rizzo needing the nose hit to pick up her deuce here. Get us started. She'll make the hit, does stay right there. Put 2 points on the board for Joanne Rizzo. She takes a 2-0 lead here. You're watching the Swiss Chalet Women's Curling Stadium Spiel. We'll be back for second end action right after this.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
What you got? You got 1, you got 2, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
'Tis the season to enjoy Swiss Chalet's festive special. Canada's favorite rotisserie chicken, cranberry sauce, stuffing, Lindor chocolates, and a scratch and win card where everyone's a winner. Your favorite tradition, the festive special. Only $17.99, only at Swiss Chalet.
2 points for Joanne Rizzo to get us started here in this second draw, opening draw for these two teams. Danielle Inglis here with last rock as we begin play in the second end. First stone brought into the 4-foot area and slides just behind the tee light and the button. The corner guard thrown up. Will come to rest just outside the rings. For Joanne Rizzo, the lead is Mary Chilvers. Second is Lori Eddy. Janet Murphy is the third. Joanne Rizzo in the rings is the skip. Looking for the tight guard here. They could slide this into the rings, would be just fine. It comes well into the rings, top 4-foot. Not a lot of room between those. Possible double here, possible double, and the roll. For the Inglis team, the lead is Cassandra de Groot. Calissa Daly, the second. Kira Brunton is the third. And Danielle Inglis in the house is the skip. Looking for the hit and roll here. Might well get the double if she does make the hit and roll. She curls too much for the roll, might still get the double. Going to move them both. Quiet weight, not able to get the second one out of the house. Does stick in the 8-foot. It is second shot. Shot rock belonging to Inglis at the just biting the top of the 4-foot right now. Another quiet weight hit. She's going to make contact. Now, this is not going to stay right there. It's going to roll across a bit. It does stay just out in the open. Makes for a much shorter roll for the Inglis team to get under cover now. This is Calissa Daly. This is going to have to curl if they're going to roll towards the guard. They've gone plan B now. They're going to hit it thin and try to roll towards the other red stone. Rolls across the center line to the other side of the 4-foot. Inglis sits one. Lori Eddy being asked to make the hit. Try to stay right there, leave steep angle for any double attempt and a long roll if they want to get behind the corner. Danielle still opting for the roll to the corner. On the brush early, this is going to overcurl again. Might end up with the double here. Very thin on the first one, comes across, and even with that thin hit on the first one, not enough weight to kill the second. So a very quiet throw there, considering they were looking for a 4-foot roll. Janet Murphy now looking to make a play on shot stone. Won't really be able to roll towards the center line. She's going to have to leave some kind of double opportunity here. Makes the hit, does stay right there. Danielle looking at the hit and roll in front of the stone at the back 12 foot. You could make the double as well. This is already past the nose. Gonna have to go on the brush just to get a piece. They'll make contact, but drives it over the top and past the red stone at the back of the 12 foot. Shooter rolls all the way across the house and out of play. Continues to be Rizzo sitting one back 12 foot and just deciding now where to put the second stone. They're going to draw back to the top 4 foot center line. Comes to rest, just biting a quarter of the button, so Rizzo sits 2. 5 stones left to come. Danielle Inglis looking for the hit and roll again in front of that red stone, back 12 foot. Try to keep the blank alive here, as well as perhaps get a chance for her 2 yet. Struggling to hold line on these hits. It's overcurled and hits the nose. Joanne Rizzo making her way down now. She'll just try to exchange hits on this stone. Rizzo with the hit stays right there. Danielle Inglis is going to have to make a decision now. You could go after the slash double. You might lose your shooter. You could play the hit and roll. It's a long roll. You could try one more time to roll in front of that red, but there would be a lot of separation between the two if you made it. It's going to curl past the nose. Will she get the roll over in front of the other red stone? Not really. It stays out in the open. So Joanne Rizzo with her final stone will look to hit right on the nose, stay there, sit 2, and force Danielle Inglis to try to take her single here in the second end. She's going to make the hit, but the shooter looks like it might roll out of play here. And it does, and that rollout will allow Danielle Inglis to try to make the hit, roll out at the back, and get the blank here in this second end of play. Big swing on these last couple of shots with that rollout. What has looked most of the end like it was going to be an opportunity for the force has suddenly turned into an opportunity for Danielle Inglis to get the blank out of this second end and keep that last rock into the third end of play. But again, they have had trouble with the line all end. This one is over curled as well. They're trying to get some extra curl now, see if they can make the long roll across to get out, and will not. It hangs around back of the 8-foot. Danielle Inglis takes a single point here in the second end of play. It'll be Joanne Rizzo with a 2-1 lead and last rock in the third.
Hey Canada, head on down to Montana's for our 50-day aged 7-ounce sirloin flame grilled with 2 sides and onion rings, all for just $25.99 every day. Premium steak without a premium price. Only at Montana's, Canada's home for barbecue.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, Spiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
2-1 for Joanne Rizzo here as we begin play in the third end. It's the Swiss Chalet Women's Curling Stadium Spiel from North Bay. John Joyce with you here live. This is the opening draw for these two teams. The Spiel started one draw ago. Center guard thrown up to start this end. That's that tight blue stone at the front. And the come around attempt, you see, just bites the 4-foot, but stays just fully in the open as well. Cassandra de Groot will have room to make a play on that. The call was to roll away from the guard. I don't think there's quite enough room to get underneath. Makes the hit, rolls over to the edge of the 12-foot. So Inglis sitting shot rock. Rizzo with the hammer will make a play on that stone. Mary Chilvers with the hit stays right there. Inglis looking for the roll back towards the middle, probably not looking to get behind the guard just yet. If you rolled behind the guard from this far over, you're probably behind the tee. Definitely wants to stay in the ring somewhere, though, and this is on the outside. She will make the hit, but the shooter rolls out of play. That was the 5th stone of the end, so Joanne Rizzo can make a play on that tight center guard now. Doesn't like it where it is. Asking Laurietti to make the hit, roll towards the corner. That's really nicely done. Makes the hit, does roll for a tight corner guard. Danielle Inglis kind of knows here that if she hits the guard, rolls in, she's probably headed towards a blank, but not really a lot of choices here. She doesn't want to give up another 2. They make the hit, unable to make the roll, stays for a corner guard. That gives Joanne Rizzo the chance to come around and perhaps still set up the deuce here this end. Laurietti with the draw attempt. Brushers have been on this since she let go. Still looks like room. Laurie, I think, hand up in the air, was feeling this might be a little bit warm as well. Danielle Inglis met it at the tee line, took it as far back as it would go. It appears that it might be through the rings. It's close. Hard to tell from an overhead shot. You can see a little bit of white, though. It is buried, so Danielle Inglis going to ask Kira Brunton to follow it down, maybe stay in front of the tee line if they can get buried. Brushers have not touched this one yet. Seem to be indicating it might be a little warm. This has got a curl. It's got a lot more room coming by the guard than Laurie did. And a lot more weight coming by the tee line than Laurie did as well. It'll slide easily through the back. Another chance for the draw, this time Janet Murphy. And once again, nothing out of the brushers early. Still has plenty of room by that tight corner guard. Waits a little better on this one, but it will end up in the back of the house. It is shot rock, though, in the 8-foot. Hard to get to the nose on it. There is the possibility of a jam if they went after it with weight. So Danielle Inglis asking Kira Brunton to simply follow it down, sit on top of it, see if they can get the force here. This line is getting quite a bit tighter, quite a bit earlier. Got to get by the front one. They're by, sweeping now just to make sure they keep a piece of the back stone. They're going to come down, nudge it back a little bit, but they do hold the shooter for shot rock. Still room to come down to it. Be shot rock on the inside corner. Ideally, they'd love to get the angle set up here so that they could pass that blue by the red later on if they get the opportunity. Nothing out of the rushers. A lot of room by the corner. They're trying to make it curl now. She will come down, just touches the blue stone. Enough that it slows the shooter down. It will stay for shot rock, but it is wide open back of the 8-foot. Danielle Inglis now looking for the hit and roll towards the center line more than likely, and she probably gets the double if she makes it. Only thing you can't afford to do here, I guess, would be if she ever hit the first red too thin, she might dead jam it on the back one. She would roll out, and the red's probably still shot rock if it does that, but she'd have to be very thin for that, I think. Has to stay somewhere on the broom side, though. If she hits this right on the nose, she'll miss the back red and probably leaves a double on the blues. Going to have to go for line. They've struggled with the line on their hits so far. This is going to cross the face. Now she might be better off to make sure she rolls behind. Rolls into her own, just nudges it a little bit. But I think by rolling where she did, there's probably no double available on the blues. Any attempt to hit this stone would just hit the red behind it. She's going to freeze onto the two blues. Might be okay if she nudges this one just a little bit. I guess if you're Joanne Rizzo and you were actually absolutely walking this down, you might put it right on the tee line, not worry about getting back to these two, kind of in front of the one that was just thrown. And I don't know that there's any way Danielle could get it out then. She'd have to jam it on one or the other, and if she ever jammed the double, it could be three. If you follow it right down and sit on it, you're going to be behind the tee line. Danielle Inglis will have a chance to freeze down to it and take your end away. If you're too high in the rings, she might have room to pick it over the top. So needs to be just at the tee line, maybe slightly more than half in front of the tee line. Joanne Rizzo with her first. She has last rock here in the third end. She's got a 1-point lead. Looking to place this draw in a spot where she might still be able to get a deuce here in the third. Line looks really good. Well, they played that to get down to the face the whole way. It does leave Danielle Inglis enough room to get down to the face and just sit slightly on the inside corner. Might be able to take the end away. Danielle, I think, wondering if she can hit it. You know, there's almost room to play the hit. If she could guarantee she was going to get to the nose, the red onto the blue goes onto the back red, it's not leaving. You'd have to throw some weight, and she could only just see a sliver more than the nose. So going to play the draw. If she can lock right on the face of it, just a sliver to the broom side, she'll be shot rock. If she's right on the face, it'll be really close. Has to get close to the face here so she doesn't leave the squeeze double. Cannot afford to over curl, or Joanne Rizzo can simply draw for two. Boy, that's really well done. It might be there if you really needed to play it to hit it right on the nose. The red one's not going anywhere. Can you get the blue one all the way out? Joanne's thinking about it. It's there. You know, it's a nose hit on the blue stone. With some weight, the blue will go. That red stone in the middle is going to dead jam. Your shooter would stay right there with a nose hit. It would be for two. She looked at it. Doesn't look like she wants to play it. Lori Eddy wants to come down and take a look. If she was 2 points down coming home, she'd play it for sure. If she was 1 point coming down coming home, she might play it. She's still thinking about it. She does have the 1 point lead. You're never giving up more than one trying this. And it might be for two. She's talked herself into it, I think. You can see from the hack end camera, she's got maybe 2 inches of air. I mean, if she skinnies by the guard, she's probably rolling out anyway. So she doesn't have to be anywhere too close to the guard. She does need to hit this on the nose. If she's a little bit broom side, she probably jams the blue and her shooter rolls in for one anyway. Joanne Rizzo, final stone here in end number 3, has decided to play the hit for two. Needs to kill this blue off the red stone. Makes the hit, jams the second one. Now, how far will the blue spin? Boy, I don't know if she got it far enough. They might have to look at all three of those. It's close. So we are going to have a measurement, and it looks like they're going to measure all three stones. Boy, this has the potential to be a huge swing. The options here go from we're tied at 2 apiece after 3 ends to potentially it could be Rizzo up 4-1. And anywhere in between those is in play. I'm trying to zoom in on my own screen. It's really tough to tell on screen. Looks like they pointed blue, and if that's the case, it's a steal of 1, and we're all tied up. We'll find out for sure when we come back. It'll be fourth end action right after this.
Swiss Chalet's festive special is back. Canada's favorite rotisserie chicken, cranberry sauce, stuffing, Lindor chocolates, and a scratch and win card where everyone's a winner. It's a tradition truly worth sharing. The festive special, only at Swiss Chalet.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Join us this March for the House of Hearts Charity Bond Spiel in Duluth, Minnesota. Help raise funds for Project Joy, who provides meals for hungry kids in our community. Every donation helps to ensure no child goes hungry. Join us and make a difference. Together, we can spread joy.
So it was a steal of 1. Danielle Inglis with the single point in end number 3 has it all tied up now. Looking for the center guard to start this end. It's just off the center line. So Rizzo looking for the come around now. Slides to the back of the 8 foot. It is shot rock, though. Mostly out in the open. Looked at the draw briefly. They're going to make a play on it, though. Still has a lot of room. This is going to have to curl just to get a piece, and it's not going to. The Inglis team has struggled so far in this game to get line on hits. This time it allows another chance for the come around, and they'll try to get one in front of the tee line this time. Mary Chilvers just a little deep with her first. Nice line this time by the guard. She'll come to rest, biting the top 8 foot. It slightly overcurls the guard, but it provides some protection on the shot stone back of the 8 as well. Calissa Daly will be able to make a play on the top stone. This time they make the hit. Shooter will roll across. It does stay in play. Full 12 foot. It is second shot. Rizzo thinking about coming around again. Discuss their options to come around again or hit the second shot stone. If shot stone was in the top of the 8 instead of the back 8, they might hit that other stone, try to keep the play away from this for a bit. But as it is, they're going to play the come around again. Laurietti this time. Looking to stay top of the house. Rushers have backed right away from it, though, and this is going to once again slide just behind the tee. Came out past the guard a little bit as well. There might be room for the double. Not taking much ice here. You have to think they're going to throw a little bit of weight. Well, coming out of the hacks, this looks quiet. A little outward motion on the release. Should hold it there for a while. Curling now. She's got really nice line coming in. Does she have enough weight to get them both? Makes contact with both and does get both through the rings. Inglis sits 2. Shot stone's in the back of the 4 foot. They're going to have to make a play on it first. We'll see them try to hit and roll away from the guard here. Definitely wants to stay for shot rock, though. You want to make Danielle Inglis have to play this stone, and it's going to roll too far. Does hang on for a bite of the 12 foot, but the stone belonging to Inglis in the 12 foot is shot rock, and she's going to use this opportunity to come around the center. Vera Brunton looking for the draw. This has got a lot of room coming by. Now that might work out okay for them because the Rizzo team kept coming out in the open. This has still got a lot of moving to do, though. She's going to get maybe just edge to edge with the guard. A little too much room coming by. Nice weight, top of the 8 foot. Janet Murphy to make a play on the stone that was just delivered. Edge to edge with the guard, but with a little bit of late finish, she should be able to roll under. However, the way they yelled whoa right out of her hand suggests this might be out there a little bit. It's trying to curl. Makes the hit. Shooter will stay for shot rock. That's important. It forces Danielle Inglis to make a play on it. Hairbrun trying to get behind the guard with a draw on her first one. She'll look to hit and roll there with her second. This is close. Needs to finish just a hair. She'll get the hit, rolls back into the 8-foot. It is shot rock, but a little bit more room this time for Janet Murphy to try to get the roll under. Nothing out of the brushes early now, looking for curl. This is going to be very thin on the shot stone. Enough to get it out, but the shooter rolls out of play, and that'll give Danielle Inglis another chance to see if they can't bury one around that guard. It has been a problem for both teams here in this end. We've had a couple of rocks make it around cover and over curl. We had one that just stayed out there and stayed fully open. Sooner or later, somebody's going to find the line. Danielle Inglis hoping it's her right now. Chance to at least guarantee the force, and if she gets this full 4-foot, there's still a decent chance here for a steal. But once again, this rock hanging out. They actually brought it back and attempting to get it to curl. It ends up back 8-foot. Did get maybe half behind cover, but that leaves room in front of the tee line for Joanne Rizzo. She does have last rock here, just 2 stones for her left to come. She's looking at making a hit on the back one. I'm surprised she's not playing the draw. You make the draw to the top 4-foot here buried, which admittedly the line has been a problem for both teams so far to find that right line to stay in behind cover. But if you could make it once, you get a chance for your deuce. You hit this and you're probably getting forced. Joanne Rizzo with her first, makes the hit on the shot stone, back of the 8-foot, stays right there herself. Maybe has a sliver of the 4-foot now. Danielle will look to follow it down, do the same thing. by the front one. They're sweeping from the other side now to try to get some curl. Has to hold the shooter here somewhere. She'll make the hit. Shooter rolls across, does stay full 12 foot. So Inglis sits 2. Joanne Rizzo will be forced to try to take her single here. Looks like she's going to play that out turn draw. They have had a few attempts down this path. They've had good weight. They just haven't quite found the line to stay in behind the guard. They've always come about half a rock out into the open on the other side. So plenty of curl here. Final stone for Joanne Rizzo in the 4th end. Tie game. Facing 2, needs to be full 12 foot, almost biting the 8 to pick up her single. Plenty of room by the guard. Joanne Rizzo will bring her stone right into that T-line area, and isn't that always the way? On that last stone, when you haven't been able to find the come around all end long, she buries it perfectly. It's good for a single point. Joanne Rizzo will have the lead after 4 ends of play. It'll be Danielle Inglis with the last rock coming back.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Band has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Hey Canada, head on down to Montana's and get the best of both worlds. Enjoy our 7-ounce sirloin aged for 50 days, flame grilled and served with your choice of 2 sides and onion rings. Just $25.99 every day. Plus, for a limited time, add a Canadian lobster tail to surf your turf. Only $10 more. Dive into this or our lobster spinach dip, lobster mac and cheese, and more. Only for a limited time. Come for the barbecue, stay for the flavor. Only at Montana's, Canada's home for barbecue.
This is it. It comes down to this rock. The hours in the gym, the weeks away from my family. This is what I've been training for. And all those voices trying to tear me down, I'm here to silence them. We've given everything we have for a chance to get everything we want.
Joanne Rizzo with a single point in the 4th, has the 3-2 lead here as we begin in the 5th. They throw up the tight center guard to start things off. Splitting the center line, and now Danielle Inglis looking for the come around. Sandra DeGroot with the out turn draw. This is going to be well short and ends up as another center guard. They won't be happy with that. Mary Chilvers to come around. She's got great line coming in if they can get it deep enough. It'll bite the top 8. And it's mostly undercover. Certainly difficult to make much of a play on anything right now. We're still only on the fourth stone of the end. So Inglis asking for the come around, this time from the intern side. And once again, this looks like it is well short. Staggers the blue at the front. So a chance now for Laurietti to bring another one around, perhaps to the top forefoot. And if Danielle Inglis decides she wants to clean up the front, if she makes the double on the blues, even with drag, I don't think it's catching anything else. That stagger is a real problem for them. Again, nice line coming in. Not going to get to the forefoot. Just enough weight to bite the top of the 12. Danielle Inglis asking for the double peel on the two blues that are overlapped. Needs to not just make the double peel. Would like to roll the shooter off the center line area as well. Big weight from Calissa Daly. Wants to be a sliver on the outside. She's going to cross it. She makes the two blues go away, and her shooter rolls just to the other side of center. Still in the way a little bit. Means that Joanne Rizzo will go back to the out-turn side to play the come around. Brushers indicating this might be a little strong. Had some trouble with the line last, and this end it's been more a question of the weight. They've had good line on the three come-around draws that they've had, but the first two very high up in the rings, and that one all the way through the back. Another chance for the Inglis team to make a play on guards, and this time looking to make a couple, maybe three rocks move. Boy, if she hits this right, they could all move. Blue onto red. Try to make some noise on something behind it if they can. She's going to be a little thin on the first one, and it'll just peel the single guard. Janet Murphy, this time on the intern, trying to come around that redstone that's just biting the top of the 12. They were on the brush early. It's got room coming by now. Had to go a little bit early for the line. It'll end up coming just to the back of the forefoot. It is shot rock, and for now, Joanne Rizzo sits 3. Kira Kira Brunton, going to make the play on the stone that's just biting the top of the 12-foot. If she's just a little off the nose, could catch the stone just biting the top 8-foot. If she just misses it, probably goes onto the shot stone at the back. This is going to be very thin on the first. Could dead jam the second. Enough to spin it out into the open, but for now, Rizzo still sits 2. And we'll look to come around one more time. Sweepers haven't touched this one. It's got room by the guard. Needs to stop in front of the tee line if they can, and it will come to rest just full top button. Danielle Inglis going to need to move that stone to get shot rock. They do have the red at the side of the 8-foot they could come off of later. You could get away with a dead freeze here, and you're not bad. Critical to get the line here. Pressure's looking like they would like to go here. Starting to curl now. Needs to get right down to it. Well, leaves a couple of inches gap, but that's a pretty good shot. She is second shot. Top of the 4. Joanne Rizzo, Janet Murphy looking at a guard. Hard to guard everything with one stone here. There's still room to get at the blue directly. There's also room to come off the red at the side. With that broom, I have to think they're trying to take away the shot directly at the blue. Skip stones left to come here in this 5th end. Joanne Rizzo with her first, looking for the guard. Comes in a little tight, but it does the job. Sits 12-foot. It takes away the shot directly at the blue, although Danielle could play red onto blue onto red. She's still got the double, really it is, off the red at about the 2 o'clock position in the 8-foot as well. But it is very thin. If she hits half a rock, she's probably coming into her own stone. This is her chance to set up at least 2, though. Now, Joanne Rizzo, with where she stopped on her last one, will have some kind of a short run if this is made perfectly. Might not be able to get both of them, though. Big shot for Danielle Inglis here. She has not led yet in this game. Has a chance with a good shot here to perhaps set up 2. Needs to be thin on this, but has to make contact. She makes the hit. Just missed the second stone. Now it does take the red out of the back of the forefoot. But the shooter spins across and all the way out of play. One more look at this. Throwing with the intern, so it's going to get a flat roll, which means she needs to be just a little bit thinner. Maybe tight iced it a little too much. She gets a very thin piece of the first one. Catches that stone at the back 4 and just behind the shot stone, all the way across out of play. Joanne Rizzo will have to guard the red she just threw on her first, because a nose hit on that red now would double the remaining 2 reds out of the rings, and Danielle could get her deuce that way. Make a good guard here, and it becomes difficult for Danielle to even score. Could be looking at another steal. Danielle Inglis able to steal in the third end. Joanne Rizzo looking to do it here in the 5th. Sweeping for curl. This is going to have to go a little bit yet. I don't think it took it away. She can make that port, hit that red right on the nose. It'll be red onto blue, onto the shot stone. Both reds should go, both blues should stay. If she should happen to over curl it just a little bit, she probably jams red onto blue onto red. That blue should still stay for shot rock. So she's got a way to get 1 out of this, but there's definitely a way to get 2 as well. The only way she doesn't score now, I think, is if it under curls. I mean, I guess if you crash the guard either way, you're in trouble. But if you hit it just a little bit on the broom side, it will not catch the blue at all. Final stone of the 5th end for Danielle Inglis, looking for that squeeze double. Line looks close, needs to finish just a little bit. Boy, it's really close. Did they lose the line? This might over curl. She's going to jam red onto blue. That will jam the blue stone back, and she'll pick up her single point. But it's just the single point, and we're tied up once again after 5 ends of play. It'll be Joanne Rizzo with last rock in the 6th.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Band has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
Don't forget the brooms.
Yep, you got it.
Come on up. Okay, well, what do you got? You got 1, you got 2, you got...
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Sixth end underway. Center guard thrown up to start the end. It is splitting center, and now the come around attempt. Tied up as we begin play here in the sixth. Joanne Rizzo with last rock. Sean Joyce with you here live. Swiss Chalet Women's Curling Stadium Spiel, North Bay, Ontario. Nice come around there into the full 8 foot. Almost dead buried. Has been a struggle for both teams to find the line to get stones buried, but a very nice draw there by Mary Chilvers. And now Cassandra DeGroot going to look to follow it down. Nothing out of the brushers on this one. It's got plenty of room, plenty of weight. Will come by the red stone and all the way to the back 12 foot. Rizzo still sitting one. Looking to draw to the corner now. Sit two and force Danielle Inglis to make a bit of a decision. We're in the sixth end here. She doesn't want to give up the easy deuce. On the other hand, she's probably not going to play a run back this early in the end. Boy, good job from the brushers there. They get that in far enough to sit second. Danielle asking for the hit and roll back towards center. Doesn't need to get all the way to the center guard in one shot. She's just looking to roll in that direction and hopefully have a shorter roll set up later on. Or maybe start to bring this rock forward in the house and have a shot at the double later. This still on the outside though. Comes up just enough to get the nose. Stays right there. Shot rock belongs to Rizzo. Second and third to Inglis. That's where they wish they would have had the first one just a little bit deeper. If they're behind the tee line and they make the hit like that, you freeze on this one. It's up high enough now where the freeze doesn't do you much good. They're going to play the hit and roll. And looking to get all the way to the back 8 foot, I think was the indication. Don't think they're questioning the call at all from the Hacks, just how much weight Joanne had in mind. On the brush right away. This really curling, not sure she's going to get a piece. Just a sliver, just enough to push it into the 4 foot. And dead in behind cover. I mean, if you had to make that shot, it's next to impossible. Just a sliver of rock like that can push it dead in behind cover, back 4 foot. And just that quickly, things have shifted around here in this sixth end. Danielle Inglis now looking to put some pressure on. She'd like to corner freeze that redstone. Oh, nice shot by Colosadale, and not only sits on the corner, but taps that red just a few inches, which probably takes away the shot on the intern side as well. So Laurietti looking to make a play on the guard. I think it'll just be a straight peel here. I mean, you could run it straight back and kill the two blues, but your shooter would stay for a guard. You don't ever want to hit it just off the nose, miss the second blue, and catch your own. Looking for a straight peel here. Needs to make contact. It's thin, but it's enough to get it off the center line. Does stay in play, but out past the edge of the 12-foot for now. Forces Danielle into a bit of a decision. She could play the blue-red, get that red out of the rings, sit 4, and you'd certainly be in good shape to play for the force. The problem is be hard to steal if you get rid of that overlap right now. She's going to play another guard on that. Rushers have not touched this one. This is a plan B sweep. They want to keep it on the high side of that blue, realizing it's going to be in the rings. So now the blue onto blue still takes the red. Seven stones left to come. 4 of them for the Rizzo team were onto Janet Murphy's first, and they're going to have a talk about how they want to play this one. She's looking at the out-turn draw. Get under the blue stones. She's got the in-turn draw as well. She might be able to corner freeze the stone at the back of the 4-foot. I tell you, I don't mind the split on the reds either, because the two blues, if the red wasn't there, the two blues are lined up to kill that stone off the back of the 4-foot as well. If you split the red at the top of the 8-foot, sit on either side of the 8-foot, you'd have second and third and a way to get at shot rock. They're going to play the in-turn draw, not to play the split, though. They're going to try the corner freeze on the shot stone. Line is getting tight now. If she's got the weight for the draw, this could still get that split I was talking about. I don't know if she's got the weight, though. It's going to just nudge off the side of that first blue stone. Danielle looking at the blue-blue-red. If she's going to throw this, she's got to throw it with enough weight to jiggle the blue out of there. You don't want to leave the blues lined up to kill shot stone. You don't have to play this at all. You know, I could certainly understand why she's looking at it. You make the blue-blue-red. The two blues stay somewhere in the rings. You're probably sitting 4, and there should still be something overlapped at the top. You would hate to leave the blues lined up to kill shot rock, though. I'm not sure exactly what they've settled on here. I think if you want to hit this blue, you want to hit it on, okay, as they're playing that turn, you want to hit ever so slightly on the broom side. Have the first one that you hit kind of slide over underneath the red at the top of the 12. Have the second one slide just a bit to the broom side so that now they're angled to go by that stone in the rings. If she hits this on the center line side at all, she'll have both of the blues rolling that way. This does not have a lot of weight either. If she's too thin on the first one, it might not go the red might not go very far. Enough to get it through. She did leave good angle on the 3 at the top. She did pop the one blue stone out where there's a hit and roll back into the 4-foot area. The in-turn draw is still there as well. Inglis sits 4. Rizzo with last rock. This is the final of the third stones. Janet Murphy a little short on the in-turn draw on her first. A lot of room early. The brushers haven't done much with it. Starting to sweep for curl now. Nice line coming by the front one. It's going to be just a little strong. Now it does get to about half of that blue stone, nudges it back a few inches, and I think she stayed mostly under cover. It's an interesting spot to leave that stone because it forces Danielle Inglis really to come down and try to freeze. Well, if you make the freeze, that blue stone at the about 10 o'clock position in the 8-foot is available for Joanne Rizzo to come off and make the double on the one that's about to be thrown. And she could still sit 2. Now, Janet Murphy did have a lot of room coming by. If you're Danielle Inglis here, you would love to get to the inside of that red stone. And then that in-off on the blue should kill the back red at least. Still got plenty of room by the stones at the top of the 12-foot. This is strong as well. She's going to nudge off that stone and rolls a little bit too far. Rizzo sitting 1 right now. A chance to simply draw. She's looking at hit on the back one. Problem with the hit is you will be behind the tee line. Well, with that broom, I guess if she's trying to play the blue one at all, it's probably just a chisel. So just looking to get just to the inside of it. She only needs to roll a couple of inches to get the edge of her stone under cover. They might be playing this as a straight draw with that as plan B. Probably doesn't want to dead bury it because then Danielle can come off the blue stone. Just 1 deuce so far in this game. That the 2 points Rizzo scored in the first end. So here as we play in the sixth, we're all tied up, 3 apiece. Rizzo sitting 1 as she's about to throw her first. Needs to get to the inside of that blue stone to sit 2. She's got a nice line, sits right on the corner of the button. So can Danielle Inglis see enough of that stone to kind of pick it over the top of the red right behind it and maybe get the double? Doesn't look like she thinks she can, so she's going to play the draw. Boy, this is a tough draw. If she's on the outside of that red, she will not be shot rock. Might have to tap it to move the back one to make sure that she's got second even. Still got a lot of line. She's going to touch the shot stone, but from that turn, will she roll it all? Just nudges them both. She does sit second, I believe. Joanne Rizzo has the shot off the outside one for 3. Don't think she can hurt herself. If she's a little thin, comes into her own, it's still not going anywhere. And it would still be for 2 if she stays over there, stays in the button area anywhere. It's thick on the first one. Only needs to move that second blue stone as she comes across into it from the side, maybe 3 inches. Now, with that amount of ice, she's just playing this for 2. She's playing the hit and roll into the button area. And again, just the 1 deuce so far in the game. That was Rizzo's back in the first end. A second deuce here would be huge. Final stone on the way. Joanne Rizzo looking to roll into the button area. Makes the hit. She's going to be a little thin on the first one. Catches the second, but does dead jam it into those 2 behind it. Everything stays. It's 2 points on the board for Joanne Rizzo. One more look at this. That red stone that was already sitting on the button had 2 stones behind it. It was never going anywhere. The question was whether or not she was going to hit this first one thick enough to stick right there. Just comes up enough. If she's a little thinner on the first, she gets to the back of that stone and might have rolled through the 4-foot. Put 2 points on the board for Joanne Rizzo. She's got a 2-point lead when we come back.
Hey, Canada, there's something smoking new at Montana's. Beef brisket is now seasoned and then slow smoked in-house for 12 hours every day. Try it in our new Austin cheesesteak sandwich and other barbecue favorites. Only at Montana's, Canada's home for barbecue.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, Spiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Seventh end here, opening draw for these two teams in the Swiss Chalet Women's Curling Stadium, Bonspiel. Attempt for the center guard on the first. I believe it was a center guard attempt. It's short of the rings and well off the center line, and a come-around attempt. Cassandra de Groot a little light again. Mary Chilvers looking to come around. We'll stop just at the tee line, and it is dead buried. Inglis once again asking for the come around, and this time they'll try to freeze up to that stone that was just thrown. Cassandra de Groot. Line getting tight to the guards here. They're by. They need to stay just on the inside corner if they're going to be shot. It won't. Gets to the face, though, and sits in a pretty good spot. It is still Rizzo sitting one right now. Asking Laurietti to come around just to the top of the 12-foot, take away the path to that freeze again. It'll come in a little tighter than what they had in mind, but it does protect the path to the freeze. The question now is, if Danielle Inglis plays some weight here, how many rocks are going to fly? We're going to find out. The blue-red at the top are both going to move for sure, but it looks like they're going to make contact with the one that was just thrown, and it might come back, make contact with the ones in the 4-foot. You could see every rock in play move here. They do all move. The one red at the back of the 4-foot leaves the house. Another of the rocks in the house spills well over to the edge of the 12. This has certainly opened up things a lot more for Danielle Inglis. maybe would have liked to have kept the shooter in a little bit tighter for a corner guard, but for now, it has opened things up to where she knows she's going to have some shots. Just might be a little difficult to try to generate some offense with what's left. Shot stone does belong to Inglis, quarter of the 4 foot. Laurietti will look to make the hit on that and does, stays right there. Inglis thinking about the double here, and to me that means she's got it in her mind to try to get back to a blank situation, keep Last Rock coming home, and if she could score 3 coming home, she would win the game, at least with a chance to get 2 in the extra, or 2 in the 8th, she could get to an extra end. Makes the hit, catches the second stone, does remove both the reds, shooter rolls to the other side of the center line, and it is shot rock. Janet Murphy being asked to make the hit roll to the other side of center. She's close, really close. She makes the hit. It'll roll just to the center line. Danielle Inglis definitely thinking blank now. She's going to hit the stone at the back of the 12 and try to roll towards the center line, see if she can't set up a double later on in the end. If you were at all possibly still thinking about trying to score here in 7, you're either freezing to this stone or coming around the one in the 12, and either shot's good if you can make it. Gets the hit, rolls towards the center line, and does stay in behind that stone at the top 12 and shot rock at the back of the 8 foot. Joanne Rizzo probably not real interested in the blank end here. You may see them try the freeze. Joanne Rizzo would love to see a point go on the board either way. She steals one, she's up 3. If she can get the force, she's got the hammer and a lead coming home. And I don't imagine she's terribly upset if she gives up 2. Really nice freeze by Janet Murphy, and that is going to make it very difficult for Danielle Smith to get back to a blank. If she wants the blank now, she pretty much has to run the front one straight back, try to kill 3 here, which is there, but it's a tough shot. They looked at the freeze, and then they're going to try that straight back that I was just talking about. She's got to get the red one just as we look at Danielle, just a shade on the left side of the center. Catch the red on the way by. This is going to overcurl, though. Does hang the shooter on the edge of the 12 foot. That's important, because there's still a double available in those 2 at the back. Joanne's going to make a play on the open stone then. has to be in the rings after this. She does not have to roll back to center. Doesn't even need to be second shot here. Just stay somewhere in the 12-foot. Force Danielle Inglis to make a decision. Just stays for a bite of the 12-foot. So Danielle Inglis looking at coming down. Just try to tap the red-blue. You want to move the blue back foot, maybe a little more than a foot, but leave it in the 12-foot and try to leave your shooter angled on the red so that you can drive it by the blue on the next one. You can do this with a nose hit on the red. You nose hit, tap the red. The blue's going to come back on a bit of an angle, and the red's going to bounce off just a little bit. She needs just back line weight. They can sweep it for the little bit extra tap for that second stone. Brushers are staying close. That should mean they like the line, or pardon me, the weight. Line's close. Nose to just a shade on the broom side of nose is good. They don't want to over curl it. Oh, that's real good. That's a great shot by Danielle Inglis. Two ways Joanne Rizzo can go about this. She can either hit it right on the nose and take it out off the red, try to leave her shooter in a position where it's tough to get rid of, or she tries to pick it clean. Not sure which one they're playing here with this ice. She could be playing either. Depends on the weight she throws. I don't think... It doesn't look like there's any way she can just pick it past the red and still catch the blue. I think Danielle Inglis put that stone in a perfect spot. So Joanne Rizzo with her final stone here looks to be just trying to pick the blue clean. She'll take the red with it, rolls her shooter out of play, so it'll be a draw. Danielle Inglis needing, well, half a rock in the 12-foot will do. She can pick up her 2 points. We could be all tied up here going home. Inglis hasn't had a deuce yet in this game. This would be her first one. She has had a steal. She had that in the third, and if she can pick up the 2 points here, she'll need that steal in 8 to pick up the win. Final stone for Danielle Inglis here in the 7th end. Already sitting 1, biting the back of the 8, needs half a rock in the 12-foot. Brushers picked this up right out of her hand. They are not letting up. Still not letting up. Can they drag this far enough? Did she leave this short? Well, I said she needed half a rock in the 12-foot, and if she got half a rock, it's just half, but it looks like it's enough to pick up her 2 points. Great job by the Brushers. They recognized it was light right out of her hand, took it from one end to the other. We're all tied up after 7 ends of play. Joanne Rizzo will have last rock when we come home.
Swiss Chalet's festive special is back. Canada's favorite rotisserie chicken, cranberry sauce, stuffing, Lindor chocolates, and a scratch and win card where everyone's a winner. It's a tradition truly worth sharing. The festive special, only at Swiss Chalet.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Join us this March for the House of Hearts Charity Bonspiel in Duluth, Minnesota. Help raise funds for Project Joy, who provides meals for hungry kids in our community. Every donation helps to ensure no child goes hungry. Join us and make a difference. Together, we can spread joy.
All tied up coming home. Joanne Rizzo with last rock. Danielle Inglis calling the center guard to try to get things started here in this 8th end of play. Cassandra de Groot on the out turn. Looks like they're playing the high guard first. Expect them to try to throw 2 centers here. Splits the center line nice and high. That's a very good shot to start things off. So Mary Chilvers will look to come into the top of the forefoot. You would expect that no matter where this one ends up, the Inglis team will throw another center guard, this one tight to the rings. Pretty good draw. It's shot rocky, half in the 8-foot. Dead behind cover. It's not the behind cover on a shot like that that matters so much as when Danielle Inglis looks to come in later on. She's going to have to get around that stone and still try to bury in front of the tee line. That's going to be difficult. De Groot looking for the tighter guard this time, has a lot of room. And a lot of weight. They're playing plan B. They're trying to come around right now. This was not the call. And she just nudges up against the side of that red stone. And with it being in the rings, Mary Chilvers can make a play on that stone. They do have to be a little careful, but it is a long guard. Might want to hit this on the outside. If you ever cross this one, your shooter's actually going to roll over and stagger the stone at the top 8-foot. You don't want that. You hit it ever so slightly on the outside. You roll to the broom side, and you probably touch that red out into the open on the other side. You could cut off both paths to get behind center. Well, she's by the front one, but this is going to be on the inside of the blue. Rolls to stagger and actually works out not bad because she lines them dead up. So if she had to make some kind of play on the Reds right now, they go through the button. It makes it a little bit harder for Danielle Inglis to get anything buried well. Definitely need another guard for now. This needs to get by the long one, and it's not going to. Chance for Laurietti to make the double peel here. Makes the hit. She will move both blues. She leaves it on the corner, though. Shooter gets out of the way. Danielle, for now, looking at the center guard. Have to expect she probably throws two more centers, expecting them to be peeled. But then because those reds are lined up to go through the button, she might have to make a play in the house. She can't just look to come around those at the end. She could make a perfect draw, and it still goes pretty easy. She's going to have to do something to change that angle. Gets a fairly high guard. Laurietti will look to hit it this time from the intern side so she can roll the shooter away. That blue corner guard just protecting, if you were dead behind it right on the tee line, you'd be full 8 foot. So I think he could be shot rock dead behind it, but not protecting a lot of space for you. Joanne certainly doesn't want to roll into it and leave a better guard, though. Danielle and Kira already discussing what to do. They're going to call timeout. The two reds appear to be just about touching. They might be touching. You could always play the tap back here, try to get the red and the 8 foot just behind the tee line, and then try to leave the stagger on the front too so that they're not coming through the button area. You could try to play the tap on the two reds and roll the shooter in behind the corner guard as well. You roll in behind the corner guard, they're probably peeling it. You freeze to the back red, and at the end, if nothing else goes right, you might have a shot to sit two. Then you're hoping for a rollout on the last one. I'm not sure what they're playing here. This looks like maybe an attempt to come around the corner guard, although that does look like a lot of ice. Mind you, you don't necessarily have to dead bury this. If you're half around, you force Joanne Rizzo to make a decision. If she flirts with the guard and rubs it coming by, that could give you something to work with. Well, they're playing the tap in the middle. They're playing it with maybe little more weight than I would have thought. Well, yeah, I think she's going to kill the back one. I don't know that I would have wanted to do that necessarily, but she did leave her front one in a nice spot. Janet Murphy does have room to blast everything out here, but she's got to lose her shooter as well. Wants to lose her shooter here as well. Makes the hit. Shooter will roll across, but it does stay in play. It's biting the 12-foot. She should be throwing a center guard here. You throw the guard here, you let them peel one more guard, then you come around on the next one. They peel the guard, you go to the middle, you're sitting 2. You come here, they peel the guard. Now what are you going to throw with the guard for your next one? If you guard the center, they're going to try to get everything. Had to go a little bit for line to make sure they got by. It will end up just biting the back of the 8-foot. Wouldn't be shocked to see Joanne Rizzo draw here. She's going to peel the corner. You're never wrong to peel the guard in this situation. She knows she's going to have a shot with her last one. Misses the peel, comes by, kills her own out of the top 12. I think you have to come around the corner now. You play anything to the middle, Joanne plays the double. Looks like she's playing the center guard now, but the problem is you make the center guard and Joanne's going to peel it towards that stone on the back of the 8-foot. If she makes it go away, you can only sit one on her. This is why you need to play the guard on the last attempt. Danielle Inglis with the guard. Joanne Rizzo will look to peel it towards that stone at the back of the 8-foot. If she can get them both, Danielle Inglis still has the draw around the corner, but then Joanne will have the draw to the middle with her last one. If she misses the back one, Danielle Inglis will try to draw to the top of the 8, just bite the top of the 8-foot so that she's in the way for the draw, and at the same time, Joanne won't be able to hit it on the nose and get shot rock, so she'll make her throw a wider draw. That's all she can hope for at this time. Joanne Rizzo might have been a little tight here. She's going to hit the guard a little solid. Actually catches the inside of the back one. Does kill it. She rolls the shooter out of play. So nothing left now for Danielle Inglis but to come around the corner. One more look at this. I think Joanne would have been happier to drive it over the top just to make sure everything was rolling away. She does throw the... Oh, didn't actually have the replay there. She does throw the up weight very well and always has. So even hitting it that way, able to catch that stone at the back 8-foot and roll it away. You saw them look at exactly where they wanted to put this stone, and if you could walk it down there, you'd probably want to put it maybe 3/4 behind, maybe only half, right on the tee line. You want as much of the 8-foot as you can get here. You know that Joanne Rizzo's not going to go after it if she has to worry about rolling out. That's a blank end. So you don't need to be dead buried, but you do need to be a solid piece behind, and sweepers have backed away at the hog line. This is going to need to slow down. It's got a lot of weight. It's got a lot of line. And it's right through the back. So Joanne Rizzo with her final stone here in 8 just needs any piece of the rings to pick up a win in this opening round matchup. These two teams will be on the ice again tomorrow morning in their second game. And both of these teams, I guess, facing 3 games tomorrow. There's 4 games that they play in the round robin. So Pools B and D just playing their first game tonight. They'll play 3 tomorrow. For Pools A and C, they played this afternoon. They'll be back on the ice at 9:45 Eastern time tonight to play their second. They'll have to play twice tomorrow as well. Long day of curling ahead of these teams tomorrow. Hopefully culminating in a playoff appearance. Sunday, 8 teams vying for the championship. Joanne Rizzo, her final stone here in the 8th end, looking to pick up the victory in this opening round matchup. Pressure's really just cleaning. Any piece of the house will do it. Janet Murphy signaling nice shot as it crosses the hog line. Joanne Rizzo with her final stone will bring it right into the 4-foot. She picks up the single point she needs for the win. Goes into the books as a 6-5 final. Joanne Rizzo with the victory here over Danielle Inglis in Pool D. Both of these teams will be on the ice again tomorrow morning. And I want to thank everybody. My name's Sean Joyce. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. Stay with us all day tomorrow here on the Curling Stadium Network. One more draw yet tonight at 9:45 Eastern time. And then through to the playoff round on Sunday. You will have every game available to stream live, and there will be commentary on selected features all weekend long. From here in North Bay, good night, and we'll see you back here for the A and C pools in about an hour and 15 minutes.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. when I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
'Tis the season to enjoy Swiss Chalet's festive special. Canada's favorite rotisserie chicken, cranberry sauce, stuffing, Lindor chocolates, and a scratch and win card where everyone's a winner. Your favorite tradition, the festive special. Only $17.99, only at Swiss Chalet.